Brooklyn Independent Television.
Caught in the Act is supported in part by public funds from the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council.
Hi, we're the Debate Society.
Coming up, the founding members of this experimental theater troupe explain the premise or premises of their latest play.
Hannah really wanted to do an 80s buddy cop play. Oliver really wanted to do a racquetball play, and I really wanted to do a Christmas play.
Your voice calling me miles and miles.
Tina Chang, poet laureate of Brooklyn, talks about why she became a poet.
Here's a place I can't be wrong, because anything I say or think or feel is just what I think, and it's fine.
Choreographer and dancer Tammy Stronach in her Williamsburg home and studio.
Your job is to listen to the dance and what it's trying to tell you.
And rocking the Mediterranean, the irresistibly international sound of Balkan beatbox. It's all caught in the act. Art in Brooklyn.
Hi, we're the Debate Society. Pretty good, right? We all live in Brooklyn.
We're all Brooklyn-based. We usually rehearse in Brooklyn.
We do some shows in Brooklyn. We both live in Greenpoint.
I live in Carroll Gardens, Red Hook.
This is the police station in Shandon, Indiana. Small town police station. It's in a reclaimed racquetball court gym, which is the why we've got the basketball stripes on the floor. The lore of the town is that there was a flood that destroyed the old police station, so they had to pick up and move everything to this reclaimed space, which is this racquetball court, basketball court.
First play by the Debate Society is A Thought About Raya, which is a play based on a 1930s avant-garde Russian writer named Daniel Harms.
And then we did The Snow Hen, which was based on a Norwegian folktale from the 1300s about a little girl who was abandoned by her parents and started to grow feathers.
Our third play was The Eaten Heart, which was based on Giovanni Boccaccio's 14th century opus, The Decameron. We chose a selection of stories specifically about people consuming each other.
Cape Disappointment, which was like a 1940s drive-in movie play.
And You're Welcome, our bad plays.
And
then Buddy Cop 2
is our sixth play, the third play in our Americana trilogy.
Police, Racquetball,
Police,
Christmas.
Racquetball, 1980s Christmas. There's three primary police characters. There's Terry Olson, there's Don McMurtry, who are sort of like the old guard in the town, the older guy police officers, and the new police officer, which is Darlene Novak, who's just started here 2 weeks ago. So Terry and Don, the two guys, share the same desk, and they've sort of annexed Darlene to this other desk over here, where she does most of the work. Loads of, there's everything over here. The police procedural handbook. Check out this. Check out that. Check out that action. You know how far that goes? I guess how we're sort of wired is to always be ready to sort of take the piss out of the sort of great work that we're doing and be aware that we might at any point be creating something terrible.
We're not sure the whole time.
We're not sure the whole time.
Like part of our process.
But you put a good face on it and you're like, but we're the Debate Society, and we, of course we're going to create something good, but we might create something terrible, and that is, somewhere in between there is what makes it exciting.
So the fear of all of that drives us in our process a little bit.
When we were in this police station, the cops had just a wall, everything they'd collected. We went into an evidence room, and in the evidence room there was like an AK-47, a little kid's bike, and a crayon, like a huge like novelty crayon, and it was like, Paul said it was like, must have been like the most like terrible crime ever, you know, AK-47 crayon kids fight.
Hannah really wanted to do an 80s buddy cop play. Oliver really wanted to do a racquetball play, and I really wanted to do a Christmas play. And I think that we thought that maybe those would be three different plays.
Yeah.
And then we kind of realized that they just fit together in this perfect little world that we invented, that's this tiny little police station in this town with a racquetball court, and they're celebrating Christmas.
Often one of us will find something that we're really excited about and can kind of convince the other person, or we'll all kind of fall in love with something, but this was very much like three people really excited about three separate things.
There's a lot of research. You know,
Yeah.
you start with these three seemingly disconnected ideas, and we go off and we find other things we're into. You're sort of being guided by this thing that you don't understand yet, but with the confidence that it will emerge as the thing that it already is. So you're sort of like just following clues. And then by the end, by the time you get to this, the world just makes sense, and all the clues are either right or wrong. You know?
Hannah and I write, and then we go off and write, and then we bring stuff to Oliver, and we work with him together, and he gives us some ideas, and then we go off and write some more. And then we went to my hometown in Minnesota, and hung out with cops, small town cops. Went and played bingo at the VFW.
I won $50.
And I won $50. So it's like this combination of like research, playing racquetball, just sort of on and off for an extended period of time. So you work really hard for a month, and then you go and kind of like process and kind of
Dream about
sort
it.
of dream about it, sort of instinctively, keep on working on it. And then we get back together, sort of on and off, until a couple months before the play, when we sort of become more traditional director, actors, and then we put the production together. I mean, for us, the set is really important. It's like what we call the world of the play, like literally the environment of the play. And for us, sort of like the details of that, and particularly the mood of that, and making that interesting to us and interesting to the audience, is sort of one of the things that we're really most excited about. And so that does get reflected in us usually having pretty detailed, intricate sets.
Like a year ago, we knew that probably it was going to snow inside a racquetball, that Oliver suggested racquetball. And as soon as that was in my head, I was like, I bet that at some point there's snow and there's like a snow globe thing.
Woody Allen said something about sort of like theater and movies are never able to capture sort of like drama like sports does. Because in sports, it feels life or death in the moment, even though it's just a game. And literally until the last moment, you don't know what's going to happen, even the people participating in it, And I think that's something with us, with sort of leaving things up to chance, these moments where you're not sure if something was supposed to happen or not, is something that's exciting about theater.
We're playing with hope, which is, when you play with hope, I find that the disappointment in that is almost humorous.
A lot of our funny is sad funny.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our funny is sad funny.
Sad funny
really
or
funny,
really
like
dark
really,
funny.
really funny.
Yeah.
That comes out of things that are sad, which I think is sort of a fun way to make people laugh, and that audiences enjoy that,
Characters who are deluded, characters who are overly optimistic.
Or characters who have no clue.
No clue.
But then just to bring it back to this play, 80s play, also like Hannah has crazy hairsprayed bangs and I have a mustache, and we both have like googly glasses and stuff like that. So I think also like we also just physical comedy, just stuff that to us is funny and makes us laugh. Together we make something that's different and better than we would make on our own. And so for us that's really, or for me personally, that's really exciting.
I come up with much better ideas working with the two of them than working with anybody else. So like every time I get to go through this process, I get reconfronted with the best part of myself. So it's like I want to spend as much time doing that as possible. And I know I don't find that with everybody in the world. And when you do find that, I'm just going to stick with it.
Boom, let's bring it in, guys. Yeah! That's good.
Brooklyn Independent Television on the BCAT TV network.